Hi and welcome to today's tutorial. Today we're going to be learning to paint these cherry tomatoes using gouache. I'm not going to be drawing these out today. I'm going to directly paint them. If you're uncomfortable doing that, please feel free to draw out tiny circles for your cherry tomatoes. So the first step is to take the red from your gouache and you're going to directly create these circles, and then we will be adding a little bit of shade to them and some leaves. This style of painting is also called as a live painting, or this is a good technique to use in urban sketching. So these kind of paintings is where you have the object in front of you or you have the photograph and you're going to be directly painting it while looking at the object. So this is very good for your hand-eye coordination in painting. So I would highly recommend this, especially if you're a beginner and even if you're like an intermediate level and you're looking to go ahead to the next stage. I'm using the gouache today in an almost watercolor kind of technique, which is why you can see that the second layer is slightly darker than the first, and I have used a little bit of water to merge the colors. I'm now going to mix some green and we'll add in our stems. Since gouache is an interesting technique where you can use light over dark and dark over light, whenever you have any layer which you have to create on top of a base layer, then use a little bit of white or use two colors, mix them up together, and you'll get a very creamy paint layer. So that is very easy to apply, especially on like the second or the third layer on your painting. So you can try and do that. The entire process is very therapeutic, so give it a shot and see how your tomatoes come out. You don't have to make it exactly like the image or the reference that you're looking at. Make it in your own style, and that is what will define you as an artist. I'm going to add a dash of white on these cherry tomatoes, but I'm not going to leave it as it is. I'll use a little bit of white to blend it along with the base. Since gouache is water soluble and the layers are not permanent, as soon as you add a little bit of water, you'll notice that the colors all blend in with each other. So that makes it really easy for you to paint multiple layers on top. Another thing that you need to keep in mind is, since this is there where it gets activated by adding a little bit of water, you also need to be careful when you apply a layer on top. Do not put a lot of pressure, otherwise it will activate with each other the colors and it will create a third color, and you may not always want that. I'm now adding a little bit of yellow to add as a highlight because the entire painting was looking a little dull. So these kind of small hacks will help you to improve your final product. Now that my cherry tomatoes are ready, I want to create a very nice light background. So I'm mixing a little bit of white, a little bit of blue and some green in it to create like a very dirty green color. And I'm using a very watery mixture to create the background. If you're new to my channel, do consider subscribing for it and hit the bell icon so you can get notified every time I put up a new video. I put up videos twice a week on different kinds of art tutorials and also art supplies. So I hope these are very useful for you. I'm now adding a little bit of highlight over the entire thing to pump it up. You can see that you can go as many times as you want with the number of layers that you want to create, and you can create a wonderful output in the end.